Dierks Bentley is along as our countdown co-host this week. Up next in the countdown is Blake Shelton. Of course, you went down to his wedding with Miranda. What was the view from where you were sitting?
Man, the view is great. I just, I haven't been to any wedding since my own, 6 years ago. I mean, people always ask me, hey, can you come to a wedding or can you come play at our wedding? My response is, as long as your wedding's not on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, yeah, I might be able to make it happen.
Not a lot of weddings on Tuesdays, Dirk.
Well, our drummer got married on a Tuesday. He had to. That was the only day we had off. But so I actually had this. We blocked that date really far in advance because Miranda and Blake are both great friends of ours, and really wanted to go to the wedding. So it worked out great, and it was such a blast and such a great wedding. Everything about it was was really perfect. I mean, the location was great. This old ranch out in kind of outside New Braunfels and San Antonio area, and just I mean, for me, being from the West, I love Mexican food, love margaritas, and just the bus stop. And that's the first little place we had a chance to get a little a little cocktail and some Mexican food, and then we got back on the bus and went to this really cool barn they tricked out, and the whole Miranda's vibe was very present with just the way. There's these girls called the Junk Gypsies that really do a lot of work with her as far as just her clothes and her whole thing. It's just about that kind of her vibe is really it's hard to describe. It's it's just she's a country girl that she's a beautiful girl, but also has that kind of not I wouldn't say trashy, but kind of isn't afraid to be down home and rootsy and just rock kind of eccentric old school stuff. And so really just and then there's of course Blake's presence was involved. I think the whole thing you get married under, what do you call it, the big round thing you stand under, was made up of deer antlers that he'd killed on his land or something. So they're kind of.
She probably had a hand in some of those.
She probably did too. Yeah. So they're getting married under that. It was just it was so cool. It was really classy at the same time. It was down home and country and just laid back. And the after show, Neil McCoy put on a show. And for anybody that has ever watched Neil play, Blake and I are part of that generation of country singers that's have one foot still in the old school world. We've been in town for a long time, but we're still part of the current generation. And Neil McCoy was is one of the greatest entertainers of all time.
Truly.
Anyone that's remembers, and he just puts on the best show, and he was like the ultimate wedding band. He was just killing it up there, and it was just such a fun. And there's no cameras, they just took everyone's cell phones away, so it was just everyone's cutting loose. And Reba was just making great jokes on stage. Charles Kelly was, of course, off the hook and cracking everybody up. And it was just a great night. It was one of the best weddings I've ever been to.
You do any karaoke?
Oh, yeah, we did. There's some karaoke going on. And, but there's all sorts of just a lot of fun.